they founded it because they were living in the south end of Albany with their 2 little children, and they couldn't find fresh produce, I think, within 2 miles of them, so they had to walk to stores. And their neighbors were also suffering and not having access to, beautiful, healthy, life-giving food. And they knew that Leah and Jonah farmed and were like, hey, you should open up a farm. And they were like, okay. And so they did it. And they started, they bought this piece of land. They built everything that you see here. It was just a bare piece of land before. Being able to offer that to people who are in low-income communities who don't have access to good food, who are, some don't even have money to take the bus and get their kids to school, people who are just really disadvantaged, that just something like a beautiful box of produce can spark something in them, and spark something and remind them of who they are as a Black person in America, and it's not what the culture has told us that we are. The relationship that many Black and brown folks have with the land is traumatic, and a lot of Black and brown people don't know why. It's generational trauma. It's just generations and generations of this unhealthy, toxic relationship with land. So one of the primary things that we do here during the immersion programs is really focus on re-engaging in the African ancestral ways of farming.
There's been an effort to not only get Black people off of their land and to take land away from Black people, there's also an effort to make Black people think they don't want to live in the country. They make them think they're not welcome there and make them think that they're not going to enjoy being there. There's an effort to make us think that a city is the place where we're most comfortable, rather than being out here where I'm on 80 acres. I don't have neighbors calling the cops on me or looking at what I'm doing. I can shoot guns. I can do whatever I want. It was hard to get access to land. I couldn't get banks to give me loans. Often when I was in Pennsylvania, other farmers didn't believe that I was a farmer and was legitimate. Or they would tell me that Black people don't farm when I was like a young person just beginning to farm. And it was very insulting, because who are you to tell me that we don't do anything? Why can't we farm? But when I came to New York, things were much better. And it is difficult. It's difficult to find access to land. It's difficult to get people to take you seriously when you're like a brown farmer, but you can't do that. You go on about what you know is right and what you know you need to do, and just keep pushing forward. I think you should be the good you want to see in the world, so I'm going to show me living my best life farming and eating all these delicious products and having honey come out of the beehives and being happy. And when other Black people are interested, or any person, I'm going to show them what I have going on and tell them how to do it. And anyone that's interested, I think they should